Up through the gears they go. The Camping World 400 underway.
Not a great restart by Kevin Harvick. Austin Dillon easily into the lead down into turn one.
Daniel Hemrick in the number 8.
He's making a move here on the inside of Harvick. Back straightaway. Austin's going to go down and try to block that run.
3 wide, fighting for third right now. The one of Kurt Busch on the bottom of the racetrack. Kevin Harvick right outside of it. Austin Dillon holding the lead as they go through 3 and 4.
3 wide by 3 wide by 3 wide all the way back.
Down to the apron they go, searching for space around this racetrack. 4 wide now as they come into 1.
This is awesome.
It amazes me how well the 3 has blocked these runs. I thought as wide as this track was going to be, that 48 would have an opportunity. He climbs the hill again, as you mentioned, gets in the gas before or stays in the gas longer, trying to get that momentum. And the momentum shows up, but he has just nowhere to go with it at the end of the straightaway.
Austin said he was worried whether his car was trimmed out or whether they had good downforce in it. Looks like they've come with a pretty good package. Look at Jimmy Johnson. Almost gets to the outside. He's going to the inside now.
Slingshot move. Here comes Jimmy Johnson to the inside of Austin Dillon for the lead.
For years, Rick, Jimmy Johnson taking the lead was no big deal. He's won 83 races, 7 championships. He's only led 68 laps this year, a career-long winless streak. Can he complete the pass?
He did. I didn't think he was going to get it done. Here comes the 3
Jimmy Johnson out front. Now, Austin Dillon to the inside. He'll try to take it back.
That's what amazes me. You clear them, the leaders are not gone. They overtake it. Kevin Harvick said not so fast. Working the wall.
As those 2 are side by side. Here comes the 4 of Harvick. That lap led by Jimmy Johnson. Austin Dillon running second. Harvick third.
Well, those guys running side by side, that gave the 4 car a big run. Look at Blaney sneaking into the battle here. He's on the bottom.
Great corner for Jimmy Johnson. He might be able to break free of the 3 car. Oh, I don't think Austin's going to let him go. Great side draft by Austin Dillon.
And now Dillon. Oh, a little wobble by
the 3.
Yeah, Austin Dillon got loose. Has to check back.
New leader, 48.
Spin in turn 3.
Spin in turn 3.
Right rear tire is blown on the 14 car. Clint Boyer.
What's out? Get it going when you can.
Heavy damage.
Boyer around. Caution comes out. 2 laps to go before the end of the stage.
We're stuck.
You asked the question, should you be worried about right rear tires? The 4 car caught and saved his. His teammate Clint Boyer obviously had a right rear tire issue.
And he's got to keep this car rolling. If that ever stops, he'll be stuck in this wet grass. And so while all this is going on, Denny Hamlin's leading the race. Okay?
Denny Hamlin going to potentially, now that it's under caution, will win the stage. So Denny Hamlin, who's out front after all of that chaos, Brad Keselowski, Michael McDowell running third right now, never came to pit road under green, and so Michael McDowell, he'll go to the apron to make sure that he has enough fuel to get all the way around, but Michael McDowell is going to be able to probably finish third in this stage.
Well, that was a unique situation where these guys were just trying to stretch it to the end of the stage. We might not find ourselves in a situation where we're trying to push the tire that hard again, but it's something to keep your mind on.
Well, we saw yesterday the Xfinity race. They were able to hold track position. Let's see how Harvick does it here on this restart. Him and Larson accelerate out of the restart zone. Hamlin pretty tight to the 4. He should give him a shove.
Yeah, Larson got a great jump, but the 17 of Stenhouse behind him did not. So he had no one pushing him. Huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson on the outside making it 3 wide.
Stenhouse on the bottom on the used tires. No, not where you want to be on a restart with good tires.
And now
42,
the 48.
same thing, going backwards.
Yeah, 42 going backwards, the 48 giving the 4 a shove right there. And so now Jimmy Johnson trying to work to the outside of Denny Hamlin for second, as Kevin Harvick trying to hold on to that lead out front.
And further back, look at the 9 car on the very bottom of the racetrack. Right, he is coming. He has passed about 7 or 8 cars on this restart.
14th in the playoff standing from William Byron. And now they don't have to play the points game if they're going to be fighting for position like this.
I like that move right there by William Byron. You know, just running that front straightaway, just taking the dog leg out of it, just making it as short as you can. He gained getting into turn 1 doing that, Kelly.
And both spotter Tab Boyd and crew chief Chad Knaus kind of coaching and encouraging William Byron. You talk about them playing the points game, specifically last week at Sonoma. Chad Knaus told me they had to till they were securely inside the top 16, but he said, now I feel like we can go out there and let them race for position a little bit more. And what a job he has done on these restarts. Once again, the best restarter to start this stage, up 6 positions for William Byron.
Goes to the inside. This is for the lead. What a run William Byron has as he tries to get by Harvick.
How hard will Harvick fight this? Knowing he's got those older tires, he doesn't want to give this position. He's going to, nope. I thought he's going to go down there and try to get on that quarter panel.
You just can't stop him.
New leader, William Byron out front.
William's just too strong.
Chad Knaus, the crew chief from Rockford, Illinois.
You were questioning how hard Kevin Harvick was putting it. Well, with 2 to go in this stage, we are going to find out how hard he was pushing it. Chase Elliott would love to win this stage.
And what about that tire issue, the front tire issue that Kevin Harvick possibly had? Was that just something that they may have said to make people think that they had an issue?
I think Jimmy is struggling right now. His car looks awful loose there in 1 and 2.
Something that Kevin Harvick was feeling. He was feeling something that he was worried about, and I believe that Junior's right. He kind of pasted back just to make sure he was okay on that right front. He just picked up a 1/10 of a second on that lap versus what he ran the lap before.
I don't know, the right rear on that 48's got much left.
Well, the 9.
He is hanging on.
And the 9 was much slower that lap. He was about half a second slower that lap than he was the run before, so maybe the 9's starting to have an issue here.
Well, the 4 of Kevin Harvick said that he had an issue with the front tire. He was able to hold on to the lead while the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th were going on. And while he held on for the win of stage 2. So Kevin Harvick will win stage 2. Another playoff point for him, but yet no win in 2019. Now it's Kevin Harvick on the outside. Kyle Larson on the inside. Green flag back in the air as we get underway with the final stage.
That outside line's been pretty strong. Taking off. Oh, we got a lot of contact back there with Brad Keselowski and Austin Dillon. But that inside line gets the run into the corner, and you see it right there. Larson taking the lead. Alex Bowman getting challenged by Martin Truex Jr. way down low. 3 wide down the back straightaway.
3 wide for 2nd. Harvick on the high side. Bowman right in the middle. Martin Truex Jr. down along the line.
Kyle Busch on the top side.
Contact. The 48 trying to catch it.
He thought Kyle Busch was on that outside. Spotter was probably telling him that.
William Byron in the 24 got into the 48. It looked like William Byron was pushed up the racetrack, though.
None of those guys knew that they were going to be 4 wide.
Big run now for Alex Bowman in the 88. He moves up to 3rd. Jimmy Johnson will follow him in the 48. Martin Truex Jr. falls back to 5th. Kyle Larson out in front at Chicagoland. Is this redemption today?
How about Eric Amarola making a move? 6th place, jumping on the outside of Martin Truex.
Just see, watch it. Guys, see it? We got smoke in the center off of the corner.
Maybe some contact right there between the 10 and the 19. Big block by Kyle Busch.
Here comes Logano.
Logano
Aggressively taking that spot.
That might have cut the left rear tire on the 18 of Kyle Busch. He's coming to pit road.
Kyle Busch, after that bump there from the 22.
Side tires.
Now Bowman right behind the 42 of Kyle Larson, trying to take the lead away.
He got to push from that 4 car when he pulled up in front of him. Smart move. Gave him a great run down into turn 1. Alex Bowman into the lead.
Bowman up front. Kyle Larson now 2nd. Kevin Harvick 3rd. Jimmy Johnson 4th.
Alex Bowman leads the series to 2nd place finishes. Tied with Logano. He needs to win. He wants to win one of these races, Jim.
And remember, guys, at 4 car, he's been out front a lot in that last stage. So watch this block right here. Kyle runs Joey Logano way down, but they're entering the corner. Now Kyle's got to give him a lane getting in the corner and just didn't give it to him.
Kevin Harvick just got into the wall with the right sides.
Let's take a look here at the replay, see what happened to Kevin. He's pretty close behind that 42, but not too close. Just got in the corner and got a little loose.
26-year-old Alex Bowman leading the Camping World 400 from Chicagoland Speedway as a 3.3 second lead over now Kyle Larson, who's running second. You saw it all in NASCAR nonstop. Jimmy Johnson running in the third spot, choosing the low line now, trying to gain back that ground that he lost on Kyle Larson.
This is the point in the run, deep into this tire run, where Larson shines at this racetrack, where that top really becomes more effective. It's harder to run the bottom.
One of the dominant cars of the year has had a little bit of a rough go. The 18 of Kyle Busch. And we took a peek at his onboard camera, and I'm shocked. You look in the back window.
I think we're going to have one hell of a fire when I stop on pit road here, boys. I think it's in the right rear crush panel, like right at the top of the exhaust. You guys see this? Yeah, we can see it on the in-car.
Wow. That's pretty scary, because he's right. When he comes to a stop, that fire is going to ignite. The movement of the car and the air and the wind is keeping that fire somewhat at bay. Big run down the back straightaway. Bowman's team needs to be telling him about this. Where is Larson running? Is he gaining on you? Physically, you can see he gained right there. I would be telling that driver in the lead, hey, you might want to think about changing your line. The guy's coming.
Bowman now just 14, now 13 laps to go.
A tenth of a second quicker again for Larson. Larson's going to that top. Yeah, I just think that it's a huge disadvantage that Hemrick's running the bottom. That's exactly where Bowman wants to be.
Big run down the back straightaway by Larson. He's going to try to top in 3 and 4 here.
8 laps to go. Here comes Larson.
He's on his bumper now. He's going to the inside, side by side in 1 and 2.
Larson all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Bowman up on the high side by side for the lead.
Side draft. He's got a quarter pedal there. He's on him.
Larson takes the lead away from Bowman. Can it be redemption for a year ago?
Larson's car has just been better on these long runs. That trouble earlier that the 88 had getting by lap traffic just allowed Larson to run him down, and now he's got a faster car.
We'll see if Bowman wants to keep fighting. He's getting loose right there.
Yeah.
Boy, Bowman is loose. But being loose is better than being tight. He may be able to regroup here and try to put something together.
Coming up on 6 laps to go. Kyle Larson, with the addition of Kurt Busch to Chip Ganassi Racing, Kyle Larson has really gone to the second driver there, which is a big change for Kyle Larson. Now, under 6 laps to go, but Bowman putting pressure back on the 42 as he looks low.
He's there. Can he stay on that quarter pedal off the corner? He's got it. He's got it. He's going to be able to side draft.
Going down the backstretch, contact made. Bowman trying to side draft. He takes the lead away as he goes to the bottom of the racetrack.
Bowman's car is better on the bottom.
You're clear. You're
Oh,
clear.
man, they're both chasing the back of that car. These two guys are both really, really loose right here, driving with everything they've got.
I'm so impressed with Alex Bowman. I thought it was over. I didn't think he had enough to come back at Kyle Larson. Now wisely taking the line away that he knows Larson wants.
2 laps to go. You know, at 16 years old, Alex Bowman was in a USAC midget race accident at Las Vegas dirt track. He broke both of his collarbones and all the ribs on his right side. He punctured, collapsed his lungs. He was in ICU for 7 days. Says he doesn't remember any of the accident. But the first question he asked the doctor was, when can I get back on the racetrack? Well, it's been 133 races in the Cup Series. And now he comes up on 1 lap to go. Alex Bowman looking for his first win in the Monster Energy Cup Series. Alex Bowman has finished in every position in a Cup Series race, 2nd through 43rd, but he's never finished first. Working his way through the final turn, Alex Bowman will win at Chicago.
Thank you guys so much. Damn, Greg, guys, you are the man.
You are standing here. How about that? You're standing here in front of these fans as a Cup Series winner. Did you dream this moment would ever happen, Alex?
I mean, it's all I've wanted my whole life, you know? I feel like this is a lot of validation for a lot of people that said we couldn't do this. So, so proud of everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, Exalta, the Hendrick Engine Shop. My guys have worked so hard. We struggled so bad last year in the beginning of this year. And man, I had questions if Mr. H was gonna let me keep doing this. Everybody, all the rumor mills, but to be here winning a race in the Cup Series just means so much. Just couldn't do it without these guys. My pit crew's the best pit crew on pit road, and this is all I've ever wanted.
Kyle Larson got by you. I see you choking up there. How did you regroup and pass him for the win?
I just tired of running second. I don't want to do that anymore. So, you know, I feel like this is the last box, aside from going and chasing a championship, that I needed personally for myself to validate my career. You know, I feel like obviously there's a lot more left to accomplish, but this is always what I hear is you haven't won a race. So I think even Chad said something about me not winning a race. So Chad Knaus, there we went and did it. Everybody can stop giving me crap. We finally did it.